So we are done with the production. The next step is post-production. So we have to edit all this. I've watched our movie in a while and it's actually great. But the error I'm seeing here is that this time is actually too much. So I'm going to cut this same time. So let me just change this back to fill and scroll down here. So I'm going to be going to something like 1 seconds and 15 frame. So I'm going to be ending this scene here or this shot. Yeah. So I'm just going to take the second shot, then bring it above it. So I'm going to increase this. We did some overtiming for this shot right here, so we can increase it to match. You can just zoom in to make sure it match well. So this is actually dope. So I'm just going to save this now so you can rewatch this. Okay, I think it's actually smooth now. So I'm just going to add a new adjustment layer. So let's go to layer, then let's go to new, then let's add adjustment layer. So I'm going to be bringing this adjustment layer and make sure it's the number one layer here. I want to make it at the top of every scene and shot here. So I'm just going to go to effect while selecting the adjustment layer, effect, then let's go to color corrections, and then let's go to lumetri color. So these are our lumetri color. So let's add a color gradient to this scene. So I'm going to go to the creative tab. So our shadow, let's select something like deep brown or blue, or you can just select something like, let's select that. Then for our highlights, let's select something like orange close to yellow, like warm yellow. You can play this and see how it went. So you can check every scene. I think we can still use this, so let's use this. You can change it if you want. So let's increase the saturation to something like 160 or 180. Oh, this is actually too much, so I'm going to reduce this. I want this to be in the morning. Let's try something like, but I want the scene to be colorful, so let's try something like 120. Oh, I think 120 is going to work. Yeah, this is actually colorful. You can just hide this adjustment layer to see, okay, it's actually colorful. You can increase this to, let's say, something like 140. Yeah, you want more color in the scene. This is actually too much, so let's leave it at the 120. I think the 120 is actually great. So okay, the 120 is great. So you can actually add some vibrance, or I'm not sure, let's just add 6. So I'm just going to go to this tab, then let's add some, like, we are going to reduce the amount. So let's reduce the amount to something like, so it's going to blend this, like it's going to make sure our audience focus on this part and not the edge part. So we can change this to 1 minus 1.1. This is actually too much, so let's try minus 0.2. I think that's okay. You can check everything and let's change it. I think that's too much, so let's try something like 0.2 as it was before. Okay, I think this is actually great. So now this is our color grading. You can unhide it and review it to see if it's okay. Then you can make some adjustments if you want. I'm just going to leave it like this and let's save this. So Ctrl S to save.